All right, hello, Dinner on a Dime. I am Misty, and I am here with another video out on the patio. It is January the 7th when I'm recording this video. It is really warm. Like, I probably don't even need this jacket on, to be honest, but I already had it on when I came out. But it's a lovely day. We're supposed to have another cold snap coming. I don't doubt it. This is typical for Texas weather. It seems like to get cold, to get to the cold point, we go through like fall, fake fall, back to summer, a little bit of winter, back to summer. It kind of works that way. And then it works that way going the reverse. Once we have had cold weather, then to warm back up, we kind of go through these cycles of like really beautiful sunny days where it's really warm. And then the next day you'll need your coat. It's crazy. Right now, our electric bill, I probably don't want to know what it is because we are heat, AC, heat, AC, AC, heat, heat, AC. It's just all over the place. And it can be so warm in our house at night that we need the AC to sleep, and then we get up and we're freezing cold and we have to turn the heat on in the morning. That's how much variation in temperature we're getting right now. But again, just typical Texas weather, nothing that we are not used to. All right, so today's video is the 10 easiest ways that you can start building either a stockpile or a rotating pantry in 2026. Okay, call it what you will. Some people call it a stockpile. They don't touch it until like an event happens, or they will pull from it occasionally. Some people call it a rotating pantry where they are constantly working through what they have on hand. Whatever it is that you're working towards, whether it's a stockpile or a rotating pantry, these tips will be handy. So what's important about these tips? I want them to be low stress. I don't want to stress you out with too much thinking about how we go from where we are to where we want to get. We want to make this as stress-free as possible. We want these tips to be beginner friendly. All right. So this is ways to start building a stockpile or rotating pantry. This is not, I'm already doing it. Now what do I do with it? This is ways to get started on that journey. We want them to be budget friendly. We want to remember not everyone has a budget that just allows them to go out and buy a ton of extra things. And then we want these tips to be realistic, right? If it's not realistic and you can't put it into place in your life, then it is not something that you're going to try, or it's not something that you're going to stick with long enough to make it work in your house, okay? So number one, start by just adding one item per month to your grocery list that is a long-term use item. Okay, so what do I mean by long-term use item? Something like a large bag of dry beans, a 20-pound bag of rice, buy a large, container of pasta, something that is going to last a long time in your pantry, and only try to do one item per month. So then over the course of the year, you have added 12 long-term storage options to your pantry. Now, what I would say is, like a big bag of beans doesn't cost much. So maybe you do that each time you go to the grocery store that month. So I would do like pinto beans, then I would do like navy beans, then I might do red beans, right? So now I've got some options to work with. The next month, the rice. It's not that expensive. So if I had the funds available, I might do like a large bag of flour, like the 25-pound bag of flour, from Walmart. Maybe the next month, if I'm working on just buying a few boxes of pasta to have, I add that 25-pound bag of sugar from Walmart. Okay, so you just want to pick an item or two. I say start with one. Start with one. We're doing budget friendly, but if you have the option to do more, then do more, and make that work for you. All right, number two, do a pantry savings envelope. So this is based off of money that you did not expect to be able to spend on groceries. So what I mean is maybe you sell some of your kids' old clothing on Facebook Marketplace, right? Or you bought something that you were able to get a rebate offer on, or you received cash back. Like maybe you had a plan with your electric company that like after 12 months you got, a month's worth rebated to you or cash back to you. Or you have a cash back credit card where you get cash back at the end of the year, or like your Sam's Club where you can earn rewards dollars, things like that. So use all of those extra funds that come in each month in your envelope. I would probably say just save them up for once a quarter, but that's because to me, I'm not going to encounter that many opportunities to add money to the envelope, okay? Once a quarter, go out and buy a grocery gift card to help fund your stockpile, or just go out and buy stockpile items. Okay, so if you have enough that you can go and you can be like, okay, I've got $50 in my envelope for the quarter, I'm going to go ahead and buy these 5 items to add into my long-term pantry, or I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to, spend that money buying 12 pounds, 12 cans of green beans, 12 cans of corn, whatever it is to add to my stockpile. You can just buy the items right out. But say that it was smaller amount than you expected and you're like, I don't want to like spend the cash on something else, but I want to save the money for later, then just go buy a gift card. Go to buy your Kroger gift card or your Walmart gift card or wherever it is that you get groceries from, and then you'll have that money to put towards the stock up items when you have enough money to make it worth your while. Okay, number 3, use rebate apps for free items. So there are lots of rebate apps out there like Fetch, Ibotta, Shopkick, Checkout 51, Rakuten. There's a whole bunch of rebate apps out there. And so there are a lot of times where they will offer you, where if you buy this product, you get all of your money back. Or if you buy this product, you get all of the money back in points that you can then apply to gift cards. And the nice thing is those gift cards you can cash out. Often you can find ones to like Albertsons, Tom Thumb, Kroger, Walmart, Target, different places that you can go buy groceries. So it's kind of like a cyclical thing. Like, okay, I'm going to buy these grocery items. I'm going to get the money back through points. Then I'm going to cash out my points and get a gift card to the grocery store so that I can continue building up my stockpile. And a lot of times those offers will be on things like free pasta, free sauce, free broth, free snack items, new products to try. And so it may not you may not think of it as building up your stockpile by just going and getting one free package of pasta, right? But it is building because you are earning those points and then you're cashing them out for gift cards, and then you can use that gift card exclusively on stock up items. Okay, so it's kind of like getting to spend your money twice, and I love to get to spend my money twice. All right, number 4 is create a pantry potluck or pantry exchange. So a pantry potluck, the way that works is like everybody makes meals and brings them for like a potluck lunch or a potluck dinner. That could be at work, that could be a family event like Super Bowl Sunday, or a Christmas party or something like that. Pantry exchange is then where everybody brings extra items they have. Like I have a lot of extra canned potatoes maybe, and maybe my mom has lots of boxed jambalaya mix that she's not using. Maybe my aunt has lots of dry potato flakes that she's not using, right? Whatever the excess items are, you find that you've accumulated, you bring those to an event, and everything gets put out. And you can do this at work, you can do it with family, you can do it with friends, and then anyone can take any of those items. And that way, it's fun, it's free, no one's having to spend anything. People are getting items that they need, getting rid of items that they don't need. And then whatever is left that you can't find a home for, donate that at your little pantry or your food bank. They will be happy to have it, and whoever ends up with it will be happy to have it. All right, number 5, this is probably like the most common tip that people get for beginning a stockpile, but it is very valid, especially if you're working on a low budget. Buy 1, buy 2 or 3 for later. Only do that when the item is on sale, it's at its lowest cost, but you can start with this like on a routine weekly basis. But remember to only get items that you're actually going to continue to use. So mine would be like when Rotel goes on sale, because here it doesn't go on sale very often. And so once it hits that like buy 5, you can get them for $1 a piece. I'm going to get 1, but I'm going to get the 4 more to have for down the road. Another example would be LaSure peas. Those are my favorite peas, but they don't go on sale very often. So when they do, I will buy 1 for now and then a couple to have down the road for later, because I can put them in, like tuna noodle casserole. I can put them in vegetable soup. I can do lots of things with them. They're very versatile. So I want to make sure I have some for down the road. Let me tell you a funny one, because I haven't recorded outside in a while. Again, it has been quiet all day until I came out to record for you guys, and then the neighbor came out to be noisy. So if you hear it, I apologize. But it's something I've noticed. I don't know why it is. Like, literally nothing can go on in my neighborhood all day, every day, until I come out to record. Crazy. I just smile and laugh. It's like, okay, this is what always happens. Okay, number 6, create a store brand ingredient pantry line for your base ingredients. So what this means is anything that is going to go into a recipe, like your cream of mushroom soup, cream of chicken soup, your rice, your beans if it's going into something. I'm trying to think of other ones, like your canned vegetables if they're going to go into soup, right? Anything that is a base ingredient, so it is not the star of the show. It's a base ingredient that's going into something bigger than itself. Buy the store brand, because you're not going to be able to taste a difference in those items once everything comes together and creates the main dish. You're going to get the flavor of that main dish. You're not going to be able to pick out. I guarantee you, if you make vegetable soup like that, you are not going to be able to pick out if that green bean came from Great Value brand or it came from Del Monte brand. You're not going to be able to do that. And the nice thing here is you can build up a 30-day stockpile of store brand items in 2026. Okay, it has been shown that you can still stock up on those items for about $35 if you will use brand basics instead of your name brand items. And so that is definitely a tip that I recommend. I've told y'all before, my mom is very, very brand specific. She will only buy certain brands of certain products, and she swears that she can tell a difference and that she won't eat anything else. But then she comes to my house and I'm not brand loyal, I'm not brand specific, and I just cook and she eats and she's like, oh, that was delicious, thank you so much for cooking, and blah, blah, blah. And she did, it didn't hurt her feelings that it wasn't those Del Monte green beans, right? Or the Brahms milk. She can't tell once it's all put together. So trust me on this one. Use the store brand for your basic, like, staple ingredients. Okay. So number 7, sorry, is stockpile items around the holiday schedules. Okay, so you can stock up on months worth of products for pennies on the dollar if you wait until after a holiday. So like the spiral hams usually get marked down to $5 or less after the holiday. Buy a couple and stick them in your freezer. Then you have them for Easter or just for like a summer cookout or whatever it is you want to do. Drinks and condiments and things like that usually go on sale around Memorial Day. After Thanksgiving, you can get turkeys really cheap. Well, my family likes turkey other times of the year. We don't just eat turkey because it's Thanksgiving. And so I will buy an extra turkey when they go on sale after Thanksgiving, and I'll get it put away. After holidays like Christmas is a great time to pick up baking supplies, baking staples. This year, the only thing I picked up after Christmas was actually cupcake liners. I got 4 boxes of the big cupcake liners and 4 boxes of the small cupcake liners for under $1 a box. And I think there's like 250 in each box. So they're going to last me definitely all of 2026. So the key point here is if you will wait until after a holiday, and also think like Easter candy, right? Like, I love robin's eggs, but they're expensive, and after the holiday they go on sale, and then I go pick up a bag and I didn't have to pay full price. Valentine's, same way. I do not pay full price for a heart-shaped box of chocolate. No way, no how. Wait until after the holiday and get it. So all of those things, 50 to 75, sometimes even 90% off after a holiday. So just start watching what goes on clearance after holidays. And another thing that will go on clearance around holidays is your other meats at your store. Okay, here's why. Right around Thanksgiving time, right, everyone's focused on getting that turkey or that ham for Thanksgiving, and the sales of the other meats go down. And so I went into my store right before Thanksgiving and right after Thanksgiving, and I was able to stock up on like ground beef, pork chops, pork loin, chicken breast, chicken thighs, chicken drumsticks, all of the meat, beef tips too, all of the meats marked down because everybody was focused on ham and turkey. Okay. I did not do it for Christmas because my freezer is full and I don't have any space. So there's no point in me going and buying anything else. Okay, number 8 is use the freezer as a pantry expansion tool. Okay, so what do I mean by that, right? Like, I don't mean like take your bag of rice and stick it in the freezer. I don't mean take your canned goods and stick them in the freezer. What I mean is when you find you're not using things and they're going to go bad that are in your pantry, now's the time to get them into the freezer. So unused bread, can you freeze that so you can pull it out for later? I actually saw a tip the other day that I thought was pretty smart. If you find yourself with unused bread a lot, the best thing to do is go ahead and freeze half of it as soon as you get home. And then you can pull it out down the road when you need it. I don't have that problem in my house because I have a son that takes sandwiches to school every day. I have a husband that takes sandwiches to work every day. So bread is not an issue for me. But if I was having an issue with that, I would make sure to get it saved as quickly as possible to prolong it, potential use down the road. So chopped veggies, stick them in the freezer. If you open up a can of sauce like tomato sauce, or you open up a can of broth like chicken broth and you don't use it all, freeze the remainder. If you have, like, say you cooked rice and you have leftovers, freeze it. So you guys have heard me preach over and over and over again. Freeze those things because they become building blocks for other meals and they don't cost you anything. You're preventing waste. You're not having to pay for it down the road, and it's there, and it makes life so much easier. So that is one that I really like, continuing to harp on, using that freezer as much as you can. All right, number 9, look for and don't turn down free food. So what do I mean by this? I don't mean like go stand out on a street corner with a sign that says I need free food. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, there are lots of groups on Facebook where things are free, right? And I love those pages because I like to go donate things on there too. Maybe not necessarily food items, but I will donate like my kids' clothes when they outgrow them. I will donate stuffed animals because my kids have kind of grown out of that stuffed animal phase. Like, as the kids outgrow a t-ball bat and move into a bigger bat, I will donate the other one on the page. But then there are people that will do like pantry clean outs and they'll post the food on there and they're like, if somebody doesn't come get this, I'm just going to throw it away. Okay, go get it. See what you can use, see what you can donate. Don't let the food go to waste. Another thing is there are companies that are giving away food. There are lots of times where a company will post, at least in my area, maybe not in everyone's area, but they will post, like, if they have an abundance of something and they need people to either come get it for free or come get it at an extreme discount, like around Halloween, pumpkins. After Halloween, they put up like, hey, just come get the pumpkins. Lots of people like to do that and make pumpkin soup, pumpkin pie. They will puree it and stick it in their freezer. Your family and friends who are cleaning out their pantries. I have lots of friends that will do like a yearly clean out of their pantry, and they don't care. Like, they're not even paying attention for expiration dates or anything. They'll just start tossing stuff. And so if it's something that you can use and something that you do, cook for your family, go pick it up and add it into your stockpile. Another thing to look out for is like leftovers at parties. If they're saying, hey, everybody take food home, don't be afraid to take food home with you. Okay. So look for, ways to add things in that aren't costing you anything. Okay, I guess would be the point of that one. I'm not saying go beg for free food. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about going by a little pantry and taking food out if you don't need the food, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just quit letting things go to waste around you. If there is food available and it's just going to go to waste, then step in, take ownership of it, and use it if you can. All right, so the last tip, number 10, is actually more on the organization side of your stockpile or your rotating pantry. Now, you do not have to have special baskets, bins, jars, labels, any of that. You do not have to have that, okay? But a lot of people do like to try to organize or make it look nice, and I don't blame you. That's fine. I've tried it I have tried over the years several different methods. I think I'm finally on to one that works for me, but it doesn't involve pretty containers or anything like that. But here's what I would say. Those things get expensive really, really fast. And so what I would recommend is utilize your thrift stores, or again, your Facebook Marketplace or your free pages, and look for cheaper alternatives. So you can find baskets, bins, jars, racks. You can find those online for way cheaper than you can buy them, like on pages where people are reselling these things. You can find them on the free pages. You can ask. I mean, on the free pages, you are often also allowed to ask for things. So if you want to organize your pantry, that's something you'd like to do, you could ask, like, hey, does anybody have any storage containers that they're giving away? Then all you have to do is arrange to go pick them up. The other thing here is utilize those thrift stores, okay? So for about $20 or less, $10 to $20, you can usually go to a thrift store and pick up enough items to organize a pantry. Now, I will say this. When I've organized before, actually the place I like to get my baskets and stuff from is Dollar Tree, because usually they come in a 2-pack for like $1.25. Now, I have heard that Dollar Tree is going up on items again. In fact, I heard that like the beginning price on some things now is $2.50 all the way up to like $6. So be careful on that one. I'm not sure how great Dollar Tree is anymore. I haven't been to one in a while, but the last time I did organization was actually for my refrigerators. And so I bought the stuff to do the shelves, with quick wipe stuff so that if anything spills, it makes my life easier. And then I bought baskets to keep things stored in. And so for like $8, I bought enough stuff to organize my refrigerators with. Okay. So just be on the lookout for cheaper alternatives on how to do your organization. Don't go to like Amazon and just add to cart everything you want that you think is going to look pretty and nice, because number one, you're going to overspend. If you don't like that system, what are you going to do with all of that stuff? And to me, it's just easier to pick up pieces here and there, free or cheap, versus spending hundreds of dollars to try to make my pantry look pretty. Okay, because often the pretty systems don't actually work when you're in the day-to-day life. That's kind of the realistic tip here, right? Is that stuff doesn't often make for very good results. It looks pretty in a picture, but it's not really realistic to do that. So, all right, that is the 10 tips I have for you today. So I hope you found those handy. If you have a tip on a way that you got kick-started in your stockpile or rotating pantry journey in the past, make sure to share it here. And that way our returning viewers and our new viewers can look in the comments and see what your suggestions are. Okay, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next video. Bye.